Thrift, flipped, and vintage. Let's create some charming cottage decor. Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled home. So look how cute this little shoe form is, you guys. It's a kid's shoe, and I know it looks bigger on camera, but it's just about the size of my hand here. And the thing is, it looks more like a boot form. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to come in with these rusted roses here in a little peach color. It's a faux dry rose. I'm not painting this. I love that age wood tone, and you know, when things age and they have that beautiful wood tone, you really can't recreate that perfectly. So I'm going to leave this wood as is, and we're just going to dress it up with some little roses here and some sprigs of greenery and give it a little bit of a rustic shabby cottage vibe here. You can create it and display it in a little vignette on a stack of books. And then I'm going to come in with just some simple little lace here and just add that little shabbiness to it. And I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue onto the wood just to hold that lace in place, just enough so you can hold it, but it's easily can be taken off. And then I'll go ahead and hot glue around the back as well onto that fabric, holding this in place. Now, if I had one of those cute little picture pieces here that you can tack in there as well, that would be so cute on a stack of books with that little metal picture holder. And then you put your little kid's picture in there, but I do not have that. I'm going to come in with a little tag. Maybe I'll search through my stashes and see if I can find one. But for now, we're just going to come in with a tag, and I just want to add a little bit of paper element here and a little bit more of layering. I just simplified that tag and made it smaller. Then with my archival ink pad and this script writing stamp here from Hobby Lobby, I'm going to go ahead and give us a layer effect, putting that script in the background of our piece. Now, once I have that all set up, I got this pretty little script design for our background. And then who loves numbers? I don't know what it is about number stamps and adding number to things, even dates or years, stuff like that. I don't know. I just love it. So I'm just going to come in with a simple number 3. We're going to stamp that with that same archival ink pad. And then with our distress oxide ink and vintage photo, I'm going to come in and distress the whole tag here. Now, these oxides you can get off of Amazon. I do get mine at Hobby Lobby when I go take my trip to pick up some supplies, among other things, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of twine, and then we're just going to tuck that through our little roses. I'm going to add another little dab of glue, tacking that twine to our foliage there just to hold it in place. Trim off your little excess, you guys, and this little shoe form is all decorated and ready for that little vintage vignette. How simple was that? I add a little glue as well just to hold that tag in the place that I want it. And of course, what is not a rustic shabby piece without a button? So I come in and add a simple button on top of that twine. And you guys, this piece is all set. Let me know where you would put this in your home. You guys, I staged it up, like I said, with a stack of books and a little bit of fabric piece strip there that's lacy. And I just love how it looked, even with all the little stamp designs on the foot. You can leave it as is, but I love that shabby rustic feel. You guys, once again, let me know what you think of this one down in those comments. And come on over to Emily's Upcycled Boutique, my Facebook group page, to shop my items. For this next project, we're just going to take this antique wood plane and we're going to just stage it up as is with some floral, and you can stage this on top of books too. But look at that beautiful stain, that weathered kind of look as well because of the age. And I'm just going to put in some greenery in here and a little rose. Now this greenery is from the baby twilight bush that you can get with my affiliate link to Julie's Designs and Signs down in that description. Just going to layer this up and work with it as I see fit until I like the look of the piece, just adding pieces. Now you can even add a little piece of fabric to add some softness to it. But you guys, just look how simple one of these transformations is, and just add some character and uniqueness to your home with that vintage vibe that we love. So Look at that beautiful white against that dark wood tone. And then you guys, the wood here, look, all aged up with all its unique beauty. So let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. And do you love to stage your home up with vintage items? Do you want more crafting inspiration and live events? Head on over to our Facebook group page at the Crafting with the Hot Mess Express. For this next project, I'm going to take this vintage washboard and I'm just going to add a few little details to it because I do want to keep a wood tone here, but I do want to deepen up that wood tone with some wax. So we're going to add a little bit of transfer here with this ILD transfer here, and I'm going to come in with those birds on that center piece there. Now once I get the birds out and I go ahead and cut around all the pieces, I realize that I want the second bird on the top not on there because it is bending into our surface there. So I go ahead and cut around that second bird, leaving that full first bird there, and I think that one fits perfectly into that section. And I like how this is faded out a little bit on the wording so we can add our cute little transfer here. I'll save that other bird for another craft because at the end I forgot all about the bird and I could have just added it to this piece as well, but that didn't happen. So we're just going to come in and rub on our transfer here, rubbing on into that surface and pulling our backing as we go, making sure our transfer is sticking as we pull up that plastic. Now because everything is pretty weathered here, we're going to come in and distress our little birds, just bringing in some soft sandpaper and rubbing on that surface a little bit, giving it more of a distressed look here. And once I complete that process, we're going to come in and age up this wood. I really want a darker tone here on this wood, not such a light piece. So with my bare antique wax, we're going to come in and layer up this wax, and I like to put it on very heavy and wipe off any excess. Now this wax gives you more of a brown hue with a little bit of an antique vibe going on, and I just love to use this color and tone on this wax here. I'll continue up to layer up the wax on the full part of this little washboard, and sometimes you get a little variation in the colors and tones of that wood as well, which I love. So then I'll come in and also do the grading here and give it a little bit of a dingier vibe, layering that up, repeating the process of wiping off everything when I'm done. So I do want to add a little embellishment in the corner. So I come back in with that baby twilight bush, add some greenery. I'll go ahead and decide to go in on the other side there. I trim up a layered little piece of lace and some muslin fabric, and I attach everything onto the opposite corner. I went ahead and add a few staples to staple in that greenery so that it's just easier to remove if you decide you don't want it. But I do come in with my hot glue gun and hot glue my bow to the corner as well. And once I have that glued up in place, I go ahead and finish everything off with a cute little button. And here is the finished look of our piece. I just love the darker wood tone on here. The little bird adds a little bit of a cottage element to our piece as well, layered up with some soft little greenery. You guys, let me know if you would have left this one by itself or you like the finished result. To shop more Fusion, ILD, and Dixie Belle products, please use my affiliate link to Julie's Design and Signs down in that description. It's a one-stop shop with supplies, home decor, and floral as well, with a $9 flat rate shipping, you guys. Save and reuse my link and help my channel here on YouTube. Thank you all for your support. For this next project, I'm going to bring you along while I complete an order for a customer, and she wants this spring vase here. I use these rustic vintage springs and wood rounds as well as some wax here to make a little rustic cottage style vase. Now I probably showed you these before. All I'm gonna do is just age up that wood around. I know I put the wax on there, but it's not as dark as I want it, so we're gonna add a little bit of a wash here. Put very little black paint into a little cup here, add some water, mix that up thoroughly, and then layer that on top of that wood around. Now if you see here, the wax is having that paint bead up, and that's just gonna help me so that that dark wood of the black or the black paint doesn't really seep into that wood as much as it would if I didn't have that wax on. Like always, you go ahead and wipe off any excess, and then we leave with this darker tone here that I like. To add up our springs, I am going to just staple in 3 little staples, and that's going to hold our spring to our wood round here. Once I have that in place, you can go ahead and cover up and camouflage those staples if you want. You're not going to really see them too much once I add this cute little bouquet in there. It has some little yellow, springy, or going into fall kind of tulips, a rose, and some greenery. I went ahead and bound these all together with some floral wire, added a little cloth fabric here as a bow, and once I have all that set up, I'm going to come in with my pliers here, and we're going to cut off any excess stems that we don't need. So I just measured it up against the spring there to see how long I wanted my stems. After I have them trimmed, I just simply add them into our spring little holder here. So simple. This is such a simple and cute project, you guys. I'm going to fluff out these greeneries. You can make these however you want. She also wanted a little bit of lace to soften up the look, so I'm going to come in and add just a little bit of lace here that I coffee stained just to add a little softness. Hanging that over the spring and coming in with a cute little rustic vintage bobbin as well that she also requested. I want to finish this up with some tag here, so I'm going to come in with this vintage dictionary paper here, and it's already discolored from the age of the book. I'm going to go ahead and decoupage this onto my luggage tag here, and then once I have that in place, we'll go ahead and trim off any of that excess paper. Now I have this tag, and the luggage tag is pretty large, so it's too big for our piece, so I went ahead and scaled it down just by trimming off any of the excess. With our vintage photo by Distress Inks, I go ahead and grubby up all the edges of our tag. I found this little bird stamp, so I went in with my Distress ink pad there with some, I think that one's called Soot. It wasn't dark enough, so we went in with archival ink in black. And here comes back those numbers, you guys. I don't know what it is with numbers. It just adds some cuteness to it. Put the number 2 on there, and then I wrote with a black pen, "Bless Our Nest" on the tag, and I think I'm happy with this tag, and I think my customer will love it too. I went ahead and attached a little piece of twine, and then I'm just going to wrap that up and finish everything off with a little button. And here is that finished look, you guys. Just a simple vintage spring, a wood coaster round from Amazon, and dress it up however you want. Let me know what you think of this project down in the comments, and will you be trying it? If you are enjoying this content, don't forget to hit that like button and that notification bell on your way out. Do you ever find those wood bases in a thrift store that you just can't leave behind? Well, this one was actually gifted to me, but I do find pieces like this all the time, and I bring them home because guess what? You can pair them up. Now, I do like this weatherwood tone on this wood, so I'm just going to leave it up. And then I have this cloche I got, I believe, from Target or Temu. I'm not sure. And here's another one of my upcycled pieces I thrifted a while ago. These are my favorite pieces I have in my home. I've had them forever. Just a little statue I painted white distressed and added a little wood base on the bottom to give it extra support. Now after I add that in, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to create and layer up this cutie little piece. I want to add some softness with this coffee stain lace that I have in my stash. I'm going to put that on the base of our piece, just working it and giving it some textured and layered look as I scrunch it all together. Then, of course, I love these faux florals, these dried florals from Temu. I have so many throughout my house. I wish I could find the other brand that I was buying, which also had the little faux leaves as well. But these are beautiful pieces either way. We're going to stage these up into our little piece, bending in that base of our piece or the wire, and we're going to layer this up. And I'm not going to worry about everything standing up. You see me trying to make it work here, but at the end I decide, like, you know, it doesn't need to stand right now because we're going to put that cloche on and that's going to hold everything. And then once I come in with those florals, I go ahead and come in with a sprig of greenery, so add some more height in the back. Now I like to add a paper element as well to add even more texture to all the different pieces in my little cloche. So I come in with these vintage hymnal pieces, and you see they're already distressed as well. But if you want more distressing, you can always come in with your ink pad, distress inks, and add those distressing corners even more. And I'm going to go ahead and layer that into our background of our cloche, and then we're going to come in and stuff in all our little cute elements into that cloche, making sure we get that lace backing. Now, once again, if you don't have no vintage papers, you can go ahead and print one, distress one as well to fit your needs. So after we have this all stuffed in, I thought fairy lights would look cute on here too, but do I have those? No, that's just another option though, to add some fairy lights. And then lastly, I come in with a little softer element from the outside of our cloche and just hang some more of that vintage coffee stained lace piece here, trim it up a tad, and then this cute piece is all done. We made a thrifted marriage with a wooden base and a beautiful cloche over top that you can find and shop for your own personal piece that you want to create. Now, once again, that little piece in the center is thrifted as well and painted up, and just a mixture of different things bring this piece to life with an elegance and rustic vibe that I love in my home. So you guys, let me know what you think of this down in those comments. I know we all have these rolling pins in our stash somewhere. Well, I had this one listed as is. Nobody's purchased it, so we're going to give it a little makeover. I'm going to first come in with that same antique wax by Belle, and we're going to grubby up these handles first. And then as I'm grubbing up the handles, I decided to add a little bit more to this piece with a floral piece of an IOD transfer. I don't know where this book is from. I will try to find that and add that into the description. But once again, you can shop those IOD items with that affiliate link. So I love this beautiful little pink detailing here, and I think that looks so pretty against that rustic wood that we just created, making that tone deeper. All I am going to do is apply that transfer, rub that transfer on, and then varnish it in. And once I have that transfer all applied, we're going to come back in with our antique wax and layer up more of that wax as well. But look how beautiful that transfer looks on this piece. By just simply adding that simple detail, we transform this little rolling pin into a cottage vibe even more. So once you have all that antique wax on, you want to make sure you wipe everything off, all that excess, and smooth out your surface. And here is our finished look. Just a simple upcycle, deepening that tone and adding that transfer just made this rolling pin pop. So what do you guys think of this one? Would you have left it as is, or do you like that added detail? For this vintage thrifted frame, we are going to add a simple book page into the center of our framing, giving a little bit of a cottage decorative element here. I want to come in with those same hymnal book pages that we used in our cloche design, trim it up to the size of the backing of my frame, And then I want to make sure that that print does fit into there perfectly. So once I have everything all measured out with that same ILD scrap transfer piece that I had earlier from our rolling pin, I am going to come in with this beautiful yellow print here. We're going to rub this onto our book page and releasing that backing as we go. You can also print out an image on your book pages, but I love the ILD transfers and the vibrancy of the images on anything. Last thing is, you guys, I come in with my distress oxide and vintage photo and age up our paper. Just in case you want to use the image for anything else, it's nicely distressed for you. Replace everything back into your cute little vintage photo. And then look how cute this transformation is. I didn't have the heart to paint the frame. I think I just love that vintage element it brings because it is vintage, but that gold tone with the browns, it kind of screams like a fall cottage to me. So I think that's the look we're going for here. You can also age up that paper even further if you wanted. Once again, let me know what you think of this project down in those comments. We have reached the end of our video. I thank you all for watching. I hope you hit that subscribe button and notification bell on your way out. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of all these pieces. I hope you found some inspiration in this video. And if you want more DIYs, go check out my other videos as well. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, friends.